This is pretty awesome. I am mortgage free. I've got no rates to pay. I've got no tax to pay. I've got pretty much no outgoing costs besides from just paying the water and power bill and internet bill. And that's pretty much it. All the money that we get from my work at the school, I basically just save it, or I spend it on my hobbies, spend it on travel. Now and then I do charity work, like I do tend to give some money away in ways of projects and just helping some local kids around, which my wife don't like. But yeah, I do some charity works here and there, you know. But yeah, so everything is pretty much it's like a paradise, really. It's like a dream. Anyway, as the day gets closer in, the months are starting to get knocked down, you know. We're almost at the end of January, then it's going to be February, and in March we are heading back to New Zealand for 2 months. That is, well, it's actually 1.5 months, but yeah, roughly about 2 months-ish. So we'll be heading back and we'll go visit friends and family and just do things and live in New Zealand there for a little while before heading back, because it's the school holiday and we've got nothing to do here, because the town is pretty much dead when it is school holiday. Yeah. So as the day gets closer, I've been thinking about New Zealand a lot, and I thought I want to share what I've been thinking about. And what I've been thinking about is what I've got at the moment is so much freedom, like a huge amount of freedom. I've got so much free time that I'm actually getting bored just having so much free time. Of course, I've got the school, teaching at the school to keep me busy, keep me entertained, something to do. But other times, it's yeah, it's a lot of free time. And the culture here in Thailand is that most of the adults around here, where I live, don't really have hobbies. They don't do anything. They don't have any organization, they don't have any clubs, they don't have any like get together, night class or anything like that. So it tends to be a little bit on the boring side. I've been to a Christmas party and all they do is just do karaoke and drink beer, and that's really not my scene. Doing karaoke, and I mean I like having dinner, like that's all good, but that's all they do, just have karaoke, and that's like really boring. I mean, if it was my kind of Christmas party, we'll be going to Tenpin bowling or doing something like that, you know. But there's nothing like that around here. Anyway, so I'm not complaining or anything, I'm just telling you how it is, that there's a difference in culture here, where in this part of Thailand, which is rural Eastern Thailand, there's really not too much to do. If you're in Bangkok, you've got a nightclub. If you're in Pattaya, you've got beaches, or Phuket, you've got beaches. So yeah, but we didn't choose to live in that area because we wanted to try this area. Anyway, so I was thinking, if I had to do it all over again, I'll probably do it a little bit different. Like, as in, if I go back to New Zealand, and because when we go back to New Zealand in March, we are pretty much homeless. We've got no home. We sold our house to buy here, and we do have some money saved up, which is good. So we can, if we choose to, go back to work for 6 months, apply for a mortgage, and that mortgage will be approved. No problem. There's no problem with that, but I just don't like the getting back into the trap, back into the rat race where you're just going around in circles. So if I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't go back to getting a mortgage. Well, not that type of mortgage anyway, because before I came here, I was trapped. I was trapped in this 30-year mortgage, which didn't cost too much, but it was just enough to drive me crazy. And I just can't see myself spending the next 25 years of that 30-year mortgage just working my way to death, really. And because of that mortgage and because of that structure, the where we live, we had not just the mortgage but other things to pay, such as rates and insurance and other things as well, which kind of like holds you down from being free. This freedom here, what I'm experiencing, is absolutely awesome. And I was just thinking, how can I get the same freedom here and take it and live in New Zealand with the same amount of freedom? And I was just looking at this structure here. There's some guest house around me. We've got, just a small house. It's got a living room, small sink, not even a kitchen really, and one bedroom and a toilet shower there. Over here we've got a cabin or hut, bamboo hut. We've got another outdoor hut, and downstairs we've got a storage room or games room, which my son plays his drum, and we've got a pool table there. In addition, we've got an outhouse. The outhouse is very Thai. A lot of Thai people just have an outhouse. They don't have a toilet inside their house. So yeah, and it's just very simple to set up. Now I was thinking, well, why can't we do that in New Zealand? And yeah, that was the thing that came up in my head when I was just looking around and was thinking, oh, we're going to go back to New Zealand. And yeah, the thing is, I was thinking about off-grid living. Off-grid living, you can't have a big structure, otherwise it would just be like a dwelling, it would just be like a house. It has to be like little huts and maybe a caravan, and then everything is off-grid. Then you don't need to worry about council's permit and all that kind of thing. And you kind of want your off-grid living so that it's just a little bit out of town, not like in the middle of town. Then other people are going to be like, what is this guy doing? He just looks like a bum, But for example, if you live somewhere off-grid in Ngāwahia, you can probably find a little section which is just out of town, and you can live off-grid there perfectly fine. Nobody will think twice about it. Yeah. So I went on Trade Me, good old Trade Me. I looked at some cabins, and there's some really nice cabins around. 2-bedroom cabins, and it's all on wheels, or it's removable. And then I was thinking, this is possible if you do off-grid living in New Zealand. The thing is, it rains a lot in New Zealand, I know that, so water isn't an issue. You just collect rainwater, have a pump to pump it into your cabin. For the toilet, we've got an outhouse here. We know how toilet system works, we know how shower system works. No problem with toiletry. Power, we don't even use much power here. We never would use the TV. We don't have a hot water cylinder here. So yeah, it's totally doable, and these cabins are not very expensive. You can get one cabin. I found one cabin for like 40,000 New Zealand dollars, and then you've got the option of getting a caravan, which is about 20,000 New Zealand dollars. And caravan's got all your cooking, kitchen. It's even got a shower. You can run a pipe from your shower down to a garden area, and you can have solid power on your a caravan, and everything's all set up power-wise. So just a couple of cabins, one big cabin, a caravan, and all you need is just a okay site to plonk it all on. And then you reduce your tax, your council tax, which is huge. I think when we were living in Ngāwahia, it was we used to live in Ngāwahia. Our taxes was like over $3,000 per year, but if it's bare land, it's just only like $800 per year, And So you reduce your council thing. You don't need to worry about insurance. You don't need to worry about a huge mortgage to pay for the whole thing. So it's total doable, and you still have that free time of, you don't need to work a 9 to 5. You can work part-time. So that's something I've been thinking about, is doing an off-grid living type situation if we were to go back to live in New Zealand again. So we'll have to see what happens with when we can travel to New Zealand, we come back here, because nothing wrong here. There's no issue, there's no fights, there's nothing. It was just something that I kind of just thought about. Okay, if we have to move back, let's just say my parent got sick, okay, and I have to fly back to New Zealand, and I have to live there and look after the parents, and we still want my family to have their own space. That can be an option for us. That's what I was thinking about. The house there, we can sell that house, we can keep this house, we can fully fence it off, sell it off, give it time, give it 1 or 2 years to sell, no problem, there's no time limit. Take the money back, spend that money on the cabin. The money that we have, we can put a deposit on a piece of land. Everything's all doable. Yeah, so still maybe a few more adventures to go on this channel. We'll just have to keep you posted on what's happening. So yeah,